Welcome to Sipping Reality X with Jill and
Megan.
Well, we were talking on our podcast that we just recorded about continuing the discussion on our journey.
Oh, dynamic?
Into dynamics and a current dynamic that is new for me that I'm exploring. I don't know how much I'm ready to go into that right now.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd mention it because on our Sipping Reality podcast, I did bring it up. So
that would be a dom-sub relationship.
Like true dom-sub relationship, yes.
Like full control ownership.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Nervous laughter coming out of my lips.
Yeah. She swore she would never ever call somebody daddy. That's really disturbing. I think that's changing.
I have not called him daddy.
Not yet.
No, I've made references to him being a daddy.
Yes.
But I have not called him daddy.
Because now you are starting to see that there is a difference between thinking about an actual dad versus calling somebody a daddy who's like your dom.
I already knew that they weren't like your daddy. I already knew that.
But like there's a separation in your mind that happens where when you say, oh, daddy, you're not thinking about incest.
Yeah.
There's a thing that happens.
But see, I think that my mind wanted to believe that there was incest in that so that it would keep me from exploring it because it makes me very nervous and very vulnerable. So every time I'm with this man, I cry.
Yeah.
Like, it brings up such deep emotion. There is some serious stuff in there around all of this. And I'm starting to see that I denied the desire for exploring this type of dynamic. I think to deny that I had some really deep emotions still trapped inside in regards to men. Yeah. Really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting how emotional this dynamic makes me.
Well, I mean, it is super vulnerable. It really puts you in a vulnerable place, so...
It does, and I find it very interesting that so many men can try and dom a woman right off the bat through text. I mean, first message.
Call me daddy.
On an app. They'll just be like, oh, do this for me. I'll be like, we've sent each other one text, one message on this app, and you're already telling me what to do?
Like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not right. And then the fact that they get women to do that, it's interesting how people can do that without experiencing such vulnerability like I'm experiencing.
Well, I think that an inexperienced person experiencing an inexperienced dom or self-proclaimed dom will submit to them prematurely because they desire that kind of relationship and they think that's how it works because they're inexperienced. And then there's the inexperienced. We have a going on in the background. An inexperienced sub, experiencing an inexperienced or a self-proclaimed dom who really isn't one or know how to be one could prematurely give themselves to them. Maybe from my experience in this dynamic, you know, I've kind of been building this dynamic over the last year and a half with someone and have seen what it takes to actually be able to submit yourself to someone.
To build a true... I think there's a difference between, like, acting. I'm acting like a dom and I'm acting like a sub and truly building a deep connection and true dynamic. Yeah. Yes, that creates a bond that's...
Very
can
deep.
Be unmatchable.
Yeah.
And very deep. Takes something so much more than somebody telling somebody what to do and somebody submitting.
Yeah, and you're saying there is a total difference between acting like a sub and actually, because of a bond, being a sub. Doing this out of pure, it's like your happy place, serving this
because this
person.
Man has treated me with respect. Yeah. He has respected my boundaries. He has shown care for me physically and emotionally, and that makes me want to please him back. And if it pleases him for me to do something, he tells me to do that, and then I do it. I want to do that for him.
Deeply.
Because I want to please him. And it's like this deep inner desire to please. You know, this goes along with our discussion that we've talked about where men sometimes don't realize that they can't just go up to a woman and be like, hey, you want to suck on my cock? It's like, ew, no.
It's disgusting.
But when a man comes up to him and he's like, oh, I really want to please you, and they take time on you and they please you and they give you orgasm after orgasm, it's like you just want to push them down to the bed and you want to suck their cum out of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
it changes.
It does. When a man treats a woman with care and thought and respect, a woman, it does something for us. That safety, that gentleness but masculine strength that comes out when they then tell you what to do. I don't know, it's powerful, and it makes you want to submit. It makes you want to take whatever they're willing to give you. You're like, yes, please, daddy.
Yeah, and you and I were
I said daddy.
You
I
did.
said.
Yes.
She took pleasure in that.
I do. Because so long she was like, I don't know how you can say that. I would never call somebody daddy ever. And I'm like, okay.
I even put it on my profile. So I'm like,
Nope. I'm not going to say daddy.
I'm like, nobody's going to be my daddy. I'm a grown woman. Yeah.
And I'm like, now you're being put in your place.
Oh my gosh. He is putting me in my place too. He's making me very nervous.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but he's so kind and thoughtful and respectful. And I've set boundaries, and he just, not even having to do with sexually. Like, just when I very first met him.
Well, that's what I was going to say. This goes
within
beyond,
text.
This kind of bond and dynamic goes beyond sex. It goes beyond outside of the bedroom. There's just a general care and respect for you as a human being. And it allows you to feel safe in the bedroom.
Yes, he didn't show any signs of being a dom the first few dates that we went on.
I mean, I don't think that my partner has ever been a dom.
Oh, really?
I mean, as far as I know, this is a very...
He's just been very dominant.
There's
a difference between being dominant in the bedroom and being a dom.
But there's something about our dynamic that has brought out this side of him and this side of myself that neither one of us knew we even had, which has been really interesting to observe.
Apparently, I knew I had this side of me, and I tried to hide it from myself very desperately.
Oh my God, and she is like... She's like really growing into this.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a little nervous. He is very, what word would you use for him?
I don't know. He's
he's very experienced.
He
knows what he's doing.
I mean, he seems so like gentle and quiet, but very assertive. Yeah,
he's so masculine, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's just, I don't know. There's something very enticing about this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am majorly turned on and intrigued.
I'm turned on. I'm intrigued.
I share everything with Megan.
I love watching you unfold this. It's like, I don't know, like you're changing before my eyes.
I know.
Well, and you're also seeing what I've been experiencing, and we can now relate a little bit more too, because
Megan's always ahead of me on all these things, dating and sex wise. So she's talking about all this stuff, and I'm always like, no, I wouldn't do that. Oh gosh, no, like, what are you doing, Megan? And then 6 months later, I'm like, oh, Megan, I get it. Megan, I understand.
Like, now you know why.
Yes. Right?
Yeah, and you and I were talking about this the other day, how people are flocking to the lifestyle, I think, because we do crave, I really do think at a core level, men and women crave these dynamics.
Yes.
It's
our natural dynamic, in and out of the bedroom.
Yeah. And I think, oh, excuse me, I was like my throat gurgling. I think that it's craving something.
Oh, it needs a little cum to slide down that throat, or just work it all out.
Get fucked or something. I don't know. People are really flocking to this lifestyle, I think, because they really do. Like, I crave having no control. Like, I don't want any control. I don't want to think.
Tie
I want
me up, gag me, blindfold me, and do whatever you
put me
want
in a.
to me.
And I don't think just women feel this way. There's a lot of men that feel this way.
Correct.
I mean, life is hard, and we have a lot of responsibilities as adults, and I think a lot of people crave to be put into like a complete subspace where they just don't have to think anymore. They're just told what to do, and they just take it.
Yep.
And there is something that's been really healing about being put in that place. And I mean, whether or not it derives from trauma for all of this, it really doesn't matter because it's great.
Megan's always like, I'm like, oh, but we need to heal this, and she's like,
Nope.
I'm not healing that.
Nope.
This is too much fun.
I don't need to heal.
I don't need to heal my daddy issues.
Nope. No, thank you.
That's the thing. I'm always like, well, why don't I have the daddy thing? Because I have daddy issues. So why to her daddy? The whole time I really did have daddy issues, and I really wanted a daddy. I just didn't want to. It makes me cry. I even feel emotional saying that out loud. Like, I have some really deep well of some real deep emotions, and so I'm needing to remind this man, you need to be gentle with me.
Right.
Like, you gotta go slow because you're going, I think right now he's going a little bit too fast for me. I'm like, slow down. Like,
yeah.
I'm going there. I'm willing, but you have to be a little bit patient with me.
Yeah, I mean, you've been really good at like noticing what you need and communicating that, which is super important. I think that's a big thing. A big thing for the partner that I have is I've always been able to communicate my feelings, and he's never deflected. He's never made me feel like my feelings aren't
valid and should be respected.
Yeah.
Well, even this guy said, really, before we entered this dynamic, I would say, but just the first few times I saw him, at one point we were talking, and he said that he's used to dealing with women who don't set boundaries for themselves. So he's used to having to ask, is this okay? Can I do that? Are you ready for this? And what I said to him was, if I don't set a boundary with you, then you just do it. Because I desire that subspace. Just tell me what to do. Just take me. I want that. But I will say no.
This brings up a good point.
If I don't like something, I am strong enough to speak up for myself. And if I say nothing and it doesn't seem like I like it, or you're not sure, but I'm not saying anything, keep going.
And this brings up a good point. This dynamic grows so deeply because of the trust that he has for you to be able to set boundaries and know that if you didn't like it, you would say something. And I think that is super important. And that's certainly what's happened between me and my partner in our dynamic, is he trusts me that if I really don't like something, I'm going to say it.
Well, that's why it's so important as women from the female side of this. And this could be true for men too, if men are being a sub, but I can only speak from the female side, is that the insecurities in us as women that don't allow us to be strong in who we are and to set healthy boundaries, it can be very dangerous to enter a dynamic like this.
With someone who is not safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's very important, but it can also be healing and help us to get to know ourselves and get to a place of comfort where we can set our own healthy boundaries if done with the right person on the other end.
It
and
has to be, yeah.
I shouldn't say women, because I think that could be the same exact for men too.
I think so.
In this.
Yeah, no, and it's super important, obviously, to explore this dynamic with a healthy person on both sides. You both need to be able to trust each other, and I think the trust is the only way that a bond can really be built.
Yes. A lot of people are in sub-dom dynamics, but I don't know what percentage of them have a true sub-dom bond inside and outside the bedroom. Like
right.
That deep core connection that I'm hopeful to be able to experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to experience role play. I want to experience my true feminine in the presence of true, safe masculine.
Yeah. It's interesting, and you and I were talking about this the other day, but the way that my femininity has been pulled from within me, the way it has brought in what? Did I just say that? In a way, it has brought out the masculinity in my partner in a way that I don't think he's ever experienced before.
That masculinity turns me
It is the sexiest thing that I have ever experienced in my life.
It makes me right now, the thought in my head that I want to drive right over to that man's house and I want to take my clothes off and get down on my knees and put my hands in my lap and sit there with my mouth open and wait to see what he does to me. That's what that true masculinity does. And I want to make him feel masculine.
Just to serve. Like, that's my happy place.
Oh, gosh. I just had that image of doing that. It's like, yes.
Yep.
It's really in me. I'm admitting it out loud on our podcast. I'm admitting it because I have denied that for...
I knew she had it. I knew it was there.
Apparently I'm sadistic too.
She is. She like wants to watch me get like ruined.
I do. It makes me so excited.
Oh my god. You should see her face right now.
So excited.
Wow, I can't wait till we're video recording because you guys are missing out.
So the couple that we talked about on our last episode, we have plans to hang out with them and for them
she
to
set it up. I mean, not that I don't want. She knew I'd be okay. I was okay with it, but she set it up. She's like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We have to work the next day. Megan will be sore, but yeah, no, we're good. We're good to go. I want to watch.
Yes, I asked if I could come watch, so I get to watch them totally dominate Megan, and it's gonna be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I get so excited when I think about it.
She is. Her face. Gosh. She is. I think she's a sadist. Voyeur.
Megan's partner was like, I think Jill's a sadist. I'm like, maybe I am. What is going on?
Yeah.
I can't even believe how excited I am.
It's interesting. It's interesting to explore the things that we're noticing about ourselves when we are in this lifestyle and together. Like, by myself, I've been growing over the last year and a half, almost 2 years, and have learned things about myself that I didn't know. But to watch you, and like to see these sides coming out that you didn't really know you had, but you like kind of thought you did. But
you were just having sex 2 years ago, and you wouldn't even talk to me because you didn't want me to know that you were having sex with somebody.
Oh my god! Until you got that text message.
Yeah.
Excuse me, who are you having sex with? That was her text.
And now here I am. I can't wait to watch this couple ruin you. Aww. And I'm about to go get ruined myself.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now
Oh my goodness. I think we're going to wrap up for today, but we're going to continue.
I want to talk more about this dynamic stuff because it's I think we could go a lot deeper with the understanding of the bond that's created, the dynamic, the way it brings out the feminine and the masculine. It's really been an incredible thing to watch just for myself, and now I'm watching it from the outside in your life, which is super cool, which gives me a totally brand new perspective too. So anyways, thank you guys for listening today, and we love you, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and we'll talk to you soon.